Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Debbie and this is my Crafty Den. And I just thought I would join you while I did an art journal page in my quotes journal. So I bought this journal last year and I really loved it because it's got this vintage map cover, and I mean it's like a canvas. So it's an original vintage map that they used to make the cover. I mean, it even still has the fold marks in it from the map, and I just loved it. The pages are a little different in them, or in this journal. It's got some wide-lined pages. It's still got some dot grid. The lines in here are blue. Every once in a while, it has a pocket, an envelope stuck in here as a pocket. It has this blue outlined paper. I'm not overly fussy with all of the insides here, but I did think that it would make a really great journal to just write quotes, things that I saw, just things that made me happy. Not my own words, but other people's words that make me happy. And yeah, so what I'm going to do today is just glue these two pages together. The paper's fairly thin in here as well. And although I'm using quite a bit of paper on top of all these pages, I used none on here. I just wrote on here and added a shamrock. So yeah, just something simple that I did for, I was looking for something to do on St. Patrick's Day. But today, I was looking for something to do on St. Patrick's Day. But today, I have a little quote that I want to use. So I'm just going to start by taking some of the papers, just some book page, some music page, some what's this stuff called, guys? Pattern paper. Oh gosh, I know what it is. Yeah, so anyway, I just thought I would do that and cover these pages over, give them a bit of a background. I just need a piece of, I've been gluing, Mod Podging, doing all kinds of things on this. It's just a grocery bag. A piece of paper grocery bag. It's actually getting thick, and yeah, I might use this for something when I'm done. Who knows? Some more book page. I have a little bit of music paper here. Maybe I'll put that there. Yeah, I don't care if it's upside down. So what's everybody up to today? I thought I was going to be going to look at a camper today. So my husband and I are shopping for a used camper, and we want to put it at my son's and kind of turn it into a summer cottage. A little bit of a home away from home. Their house has limited space because it's constantly under construction. And when we go there, it's quite a drive. And we thought if we had a camper, we could kind of use it as a granny suite. For me, mostly. Until my husband retires and he's out here all summer. But so I had a line on, a really good one. And the fella said he'd call me back today, and I've been waiting all day for the phone call, and it hasn't come. So I understand that he could be sidetracked, and that's okay. I think I'm going to put this down here. It's just a creamier, clear paper from another notebook, a page that came out. Yeah, so I've been waiting all day and haven't heard anything. So a little bit sad about that because it was actually exactly what we were looking for. And I thought it would be great. There, so a little bit more book page. This book page, it's such an old book. And the book pages are very soft. There. Now I'll do a little bit of this. I love pattern paper, just the way that it looks, especially when you put it down over a book page like this. It is so cool. So once I get this all down, I'm going to use a little bit of Mod Podge over this before I do my next layer. Not that there's going to be many layers, but I need a little bit more of that. I love this. That is so cool. So cool. So yeah, that's what I was going to do today. I was going to drive to, well, it was quite a drive, but I was going to drive down to look at it and hopefully make arrangements to have it delivered. We know it's what we want. It's just, you know, just dependent on what kind of shape it's in. And it doesn't have to be that great because we're willing to do a little bit of work on it. Isn't that cool? I don't even mind that you can see those lines through there. They just look different once that's on there. Maybe I need some different book page. Hold on a sec, because maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need some different book page to change this up a bit. So what I have right handy, I have a little bit more of this music paper. So I'm going to divide this and put, I'm going to put some of this over. I'm going to put some of this down here. Like that. And then that page is done. Do I need to? Maybe I need to do this. There. I know I put that cream colored paper there, but it's okay to change your mind. I just grabbed a handful of papers that were right here handy and checked to see what I had close by. That there. And this up here. And this little bit right there. Yeah. So I love doing these little really quick pages. They're tons of fun. Okay, I'm just going to trim off the back here and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I've gone this far, just make sure my book is still upright. I'm just gonna start adding a little bit of Mod Podge to the corners of some of these papers and make sure that the edges are all down. The glue stick isn't always the best to hold some of the papers, and it's good for most of the stuff. So I'm not gonna complain about it. Okay, so another good reason for this coat of Mod Podge is that I think I'm going to color on top of here. And when you've got this kind of Mod Podge finish, you'll see what I'm going to do, but when you've got this kind of Mod Podge finish, you can sometimes color with markers and highlighters and things like that. And with the shiny surface, you can kind of rub and blend your colors, and it looks really cool. So I may play with some of that today, just to have a little bit of fun. And I'm going to give this a quick dry. Okay, so I'm going to grab a permanent marker, and this is a brush tip. Very sketchy, very sketchy. And I picked up these markers from their craft brand. They're from Dollarama. They're actually the Dollarama brand. And they're a dual tip marker. And they have some really, really pretty colors on them. So I think why not? What a pretty purple. And it's very relaxing to do something like this. And of course, because it's a marker, it's going to look different over each type of this page that I've got underneath. So I can't draw. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I can't draw. And I just do whatever I feel like. I just do it anyway. I did daycare for years, preschoolers, and I'm telling you, some of those little guys could draw better than I could. Turn my book a little bit. So I'm just relaxing, playing, having some fun. So I'm doing this on Sunday afternoon, and nobody wants to be doing anything strenuous on Sunday afternoon. There. Okay, so I've got that on there. Now what I'm hoping is, let me grab a wet wipe. What I'm hoping is that I can blend. Oh yes, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take my wet wipe and I'm going to wrap it around the end of my pencil or at the end of my paintbrush like this so that I can use it like this. Even that's going to be too. I want to go outside here and make a little bit of a wash on this outside here. So over the outs, don't hang down, over the outside, maybe just my finger. Over the out, rub it off a little bit in here, but then I want to go like this and bring it down. I don't know why I want to do this. I just wondered what it would look like to be able to blend it outside the lines. And kind of give it, maybe kind of give it a bit of a watercolor feel. That needs to come down and out a little bit. Oops, there's not enough on there now. And of course, it's going to work differently on the different page. So I don't know if it's the oils that are in the wipe that kind of let it wash this back off, or if it's the fact that I've got it on top of Mod Podge. But yeah, I just want it smudgy and even a little bit more. There. Now in the center, there, I want that to be really dark, really black. So I'm just going to like that. Okay, so now in the center as well, and on here, I want some white. So to make this a little bit easier, what I want to do next, I want to use white paint, but I do have these acrylic painters that I got for Christmas, not this past Christmas, the year before. So I gave them a good shake. I don't know how much is left in this one, but I'm going to try to use it a little bit. Just like that. Just a little bit of a highlight, I guess. So I'm just playing. I like I said, I don't quite know. I know that I should be trying to put all my highlights so that they look like they come from one direction and, you know, things like that. But, I mean, as far as I know, the sunlight's coming straight down on top of this plant because I don't know much about all that type of stuff. And get most of it on my hands, guys. I'm a messy girl when I'm sitting here. Look. There. I think I'm happy with that. Maybe a little bit more down here. Like that. There. Just a little bit like that. And I think that's where I'm going to leave that. Let it dry off a little bit. See if I can get some of this off of my hands. I love that Crafts brand from Dollarama. Like, those markers were $3.50 for 6 markers. So I'm going to leave those white wet wipes close by, and I'm going to grab this fluorescent green, and I'm just going to put some, not leaves, but just some green highlights in a few places. I guess more than a few places. I'm kind of trying to get it in now into all these. I kind of decided that I'm coming out in a triangle from in between each one of these petals. Just that color. I don't want it to be anything. I just want it to be that color. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that, with the overall look. So what I want over on this side of the page, I like this brown page out of my book. It's just the front page out of my book. Look how brown that page is. I'm going to draw wavy lines across my paper like this. Don't like those ones. Okay, so I've got wavy lines on my paper. Now I'm just going to take my pen let's start with this one, and I'm going to write wildflowers, and I'm going to bring my letters down to the line. Wildflowers. There. Let's fix that right there a little bit. There. Wildflowers adapt and bloom wherever they are. Be a wildflower. There, I like that. Then I'm going to go over this with this, of course. It was just easier to write with the smaller pen. There, and that's what I'm going to put on my other page. But I'm going to take my ruler and I'm just going to pull this paper away from here. This paper, it's old paper, but it's not like paper now. It's very porous and it's different. It's just different paper. There. Okay, so I've done a bit of finagling around with this paper. I am definitely going to put this down, maybe just here. I liked that number 9, but I think I'm going to put it down there, just in the middle of the page. Before I do that, though, I'm going to grab my paper, my vintage photo, and my brush. Paper even soaks the stain in differently. It almost absorbs, like it just absorbs it right in like a sponge. I wouldn't be able to put this brush right down on that paper, that's for sure. So that's that. And I'm going to use the Mod Podge again and stick this down with Mod Podge. And just get a lot on there because I want it to stick down. Try not to go into that purple too much either, because I don't want to. There. I got way more than I needed. I wasn't sure where I was putting it, guys. Oh gosh. Decisions. I'm not good at making them. There. I can't go back over top of this because that vintage photo is a distress ink, and distress inks are not permanent, and that will just smear like mud all over my page. So that's why I was putting so much Mod Podge down on my page, so I could do this all around my corners or my edges. There. So that's my page for today, and it was fun. And that's the whole point. So what's the date today? It is March the, I guess I could look at my calendar. 20th. March the 20th. There. That's the only other thing that has to go down on my page is the date. So I had fun, and it's easy, guys. Like, I mean, if you can color, you can do something like that. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I think it turned out pretty. I liked the way it blended. I'm happy I decided to go outside the lines and smear that purple all over. And that's why I used those markers, because they aren't permanent markers. It says blendable water-based fluorescent collection. So bright. Yeah. So I'm happy with that. I'm glad to know that I could use it for that. And I'm glad I put the Mod Podge down first, because I know it wouldn't have blended like that over that paper. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. You know, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and do that now if you'd like, and then you can come back and watch more videos and join me on a few more adventures where I don't know what I'm doing. And until the next video, take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.